Hey guys, it's Mrs. Irvin. I wanted to talk to you about what we did in class today, Monday, December 14th. The first thing we talked about was that if you turned in your paraphrase assignment and you didn't earn a 4 out of 4, you can redo it. However, you have to make sure you are not using the example I wrote to you, because if you had a 1 or a 2, I kind of wrote you an example of how to do it correctly. So you have to do a different one, okay? But you may resubmit it. I will unsubmit them today. And so you will be able to turn them in. Okay, secondly, we talked about what I'm looking for and what that paraphrasing even is. I know Mrs. Hasty has a Chomp video, how to Chomp. I am in my pages of Chomp right now. And so what I would have done for that assignment is I would have, this was my original, this was all my important words. I would have used this and turned this in, and I would have earned a 4 out of 4. It's true story. Okay, so those were from pages 7, 8, and 9 in your workbook. Then, the other thing that you may have received an email about from me is that I was looking in your workbooks. I went into every workbook, and what I was looking for was pages 13, 14, and 15. On page 13, you should have your claim and your reasons. You should not have a universal lead yet. Claim and reasons. Page 14, you should have copied and pasted. I'm going to go back to chomping. Your bottom paragraph. Paraphrase using importance words list, that's step 3. All you're doing is copying and pasting step 3 of each of these into your boxes and bullets outline. So reason A, evidence 1, evidence 2. Reason B, evidence 1, evidence 2, and then reason C, evidence 1, evidence 2. So I was looking for those things this weekend. I was looking for your turned in paraphrase assignment where you earned a 4 out of 4, and if you didn't, you may do it again. And I was looking for your completed boxes and bullets outline, so pages 13, 14, and 15. You should not have this side done. I do not want you doing counterclaim, rebuttal, restate reasons, restate claim, or final statement. We're waiting on those. Okie doke. But we need to talk about explanations. And so that's what we did today in class. We looked at pages 16, 17, and 18 of your workbooks. Page 16 talks about writing explanations. Explanations in argumentative writing are possibly the most important piece because they are the glue that holds everything together. Without explanations, we would be left with reasons and evidence, but nothing that ties the two together, right? So explanations are written to create a bridge between the reasons and the evidence for your reader to explain and analyze how it all fits together and supports the claim. So you can start with this shows because, or it's important to notice, or blank means blank, therefore, or this is significant because. All right, so then what we did in class is we looked at different ways to write explanations. And in every class, we ended up looking at the one about Among Us because, Among Us, hello. Okay, so this is true. I actually did the chomping. I found the article in the New York Times. This is true. By the way, the one about Isaac Newton next to it is also true. It's pretty cool. Okay, anyway, back to Among Us. My claim is that Among Us is an excellent game for teens to experience team building and togetherness during quarantine. And here's my reason. Among Us allows teens to spend time together even though they can't be face to face. And here's my evidence that I got from the New York Times. One Among Us Discord server has more than 98,000 teenagers in it. In the server, the teens get together, talk about, and play the game. Benson, a 13-year-old admin of the server, said that he sees 30 to 40 different games at any time of day. He says that playing Among Us is a great way for teens to hang out when they can't be out in public. With Among Us, teens can social distance together. So then I started thinking about how does that evidence support the reason? So evidence is what I chomped here, and reason is the one above it. So we started talking in class, and this is what we started jotting down. 98,000 is a lot of teenagers. This gives that many kids a place to hang out and be social. When they're hanging out and playing Among Us, they are talking while they play. And then we talked about how it supports the claim. The claim is up here at the top, right? Quarantine has kept kids out of school and stuck in their homes. I can only see my friends at school, so I think playing Among Us is an awesome way for teenagers to experience team building and togetherness during quarantine. So now you can look at those things that I wrote. And now that's kind of like the bridge or the glue pulling together my claim, my reason, and my evidence. It's only a couple sentences. You could write way more. Like I could have written more about the explaining how the evidence supports the reason, right? I could have included that at any time there are 30 to 40 kids playing at any, 30 to 40 different games going on. And so when you multiply that by, 8 people in a game, 10 people in a, wait, 8, 10, whatever. Sorry, you know how little I play now. Then like that's a lot of kids, right? Playing at any one time. And so we could have added more. I want to make sure I'm making my argument, that I'm in the essay making my argument, because I really believe this. I really believe that Among Us is an excellent game for teens to experience team building and togetherness during quarantine. Okay, so now that you've seen this and what it looks like, then you need to go back to pages 14 and 15 and 14 and 15, and you need to write your few sentences of explanation that you are making as the bridge between reason A and evidence 1, reason A and evidence 2. So you're just going to write an explanation here explaining how evidence 1 supports reason A. Okay? That's what we did in class today. This assignment to do pages 14 and 15, so to do the explanations, to do 6 explanations. Okay, 14, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those 6 explanations are due on Wednesday. Okay? Cool. That's what we did today in class. Thanks, guys.